Hello one and all, Old School Gamer 1971 back with yet another opinion. Before I begin, a special shout out to you Millie and Lloyd. If you enjoy what you hear, like, subscribe, comment or share. Spread the word if you would. It would make my day. Our topic today is 10 things I want or need on the PlayStation 5. With the announcement of PlayStation 5 drawing ever closer, Sony have pretty much confirmed this. The end of the PlayStation 4 is unfortunately nigh. And whilst I do think the PlayStation 4 still has life left in her, I mean look at the games this year, I most definitely look forward to seeing what the PlayStation 5 brings. Which brings us nicely on to this week's topic. Whilst we don't know what the specifications for the PlayStation 5 are, nor what it can do, we can speculate. So here are 10 things I would love to see the PlayStation 5 have under its hood. So, number 1. Immortalization, brother. We are about to enter the 5th generation of PlayStation, and the 4th with a camera. Now we know for a while they have experimented with little to no success on facial mapping and body mapping by camera at home. I think by now the technology must be there to do this. I mean, to create a texture and wrap it round a frame. In essence, putting you into the game. Imagine being able to look like yourself as a fat, hairy old man with glasses into the game. This will create deeper immersion into most games. I could see this benefiting most games. It would take gaming to a whole new level with you as the protagonist or even antagonist. My number 2 then, backwards compatibility. Anyone who was an early adopter of PlayStation 2 remembers it was backwards compatible. It helped early adopters that they had their favourites to fall back on until the big games came out on their shiny new consoles. Since then it has always been an issue, the problem being the central processors. Until the PlayStation 4 have always used custom processors. They changed the architecture, meaning that porting or making games was a lot harder until they got to grips with the hardware. Now with the PlayStation 5, making a working emulator could be pretty easy. The PlayStation 5 will use the same architecture as the PlayStation 4. This also gets around many of the licensing issues that they have putting games upon the store, as Sony don't own the rights to the games, so therefore they have to get permission from the rights holders. I see it that Sony could either sell you the emulators on the store or make them part of PlayStation Now. That brings us to my number 3, PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus become one. As we head towards streaming games on par with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, as an early adopter of the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, I also had PlayStation Plus pretty much from the beginning. So for me personally, PlayStation Now, it's not really worth it for me. With the PlayStation 5 on the horizon, Sony hopefully will decide that now is the right time for the services to merge. There are good games on PlayStation Now. If they do add the emulators into this deal, it will make one hell of a deal. If they cut the price for them both, it will be a solid service heading into the future. Now I know this might be highly unlikely, but this list is what I want to happen, not what will happen. Number 4. An expansion to the worldwide studios. Let's open up by saying that you have no complaints from me on the quality nor the quantity of the games in the last 12 months, if not the last 3 years, from the worldwide studios. However, Microsoft smartly have started buying up developers to make exclusive content for Xbox. The PlayStation studios are making some outstanding games, but I can think of 3 studios that pretty much only make Sony games, but to lose them I think would be detrimental to the PlayStation brand. So the 3 companies are Insomniac. Insomniac have made Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank and also Resistance. To me, they are one hell of a developer and they've always delivered on quality games. Bluepoint, they made Shadow of the Colossus. To me, that is just outstanding. When you go back and you look what the original was, I think somebody was saying somewhere that it maxed out on PlayStation 2 at 12 frames per second, like the animation. To me, what Bluepoint done was outstanding. Sony need to buy them, and Quantic Dream, who made Detroit, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. All three companies make quality games and have done so for many years. To me, it makes sense and strengthens what is already a fantastic group of developers. Number 5. Keyboard and mouse compatible. Yes, I know they work for typing, but I mean using them for games. I've always felt keyboard and mouse make first person shooters easier to control and a lot more accurate. Also, being able to map controls to the keyboard with so many keys, the movement, turn speed and aiming on the mouse is so responsive. The number of buttons on a controller is sometimes an issue. Real-time strategy comes straight to mind for this. This would also make some PC developers look in the general direction of the PlayStation 5. In short, it would add more options for the gamer. Number 6. More advanced Share Factory. I do use Share Factory a lot, and while Share Factory is good, it does have its issues. Noise reduction on the mic and more sound options would be good. Allowing longer videos to be uploaded to YouTube, because at the moment it's only an hour. As well, allowing longer media to be imported to console. Also, the PlayStation 5 to record a stream type video to edit before uploading. Also allowing you to react to videos on YouTube. I know the last two will be more of a PlayStation 5 thing than a Share Factory thing. 7. Better external hard drive compatibility. In the UK, I could only find a 4TB when I was looking for an external hard drive about 2 years ago, just after I got my PlayStation Pro. Now I could find a 10TB compatible with the Xbox, but only a 4TB for the PlayStation. In the end, I imported my 8TB bad boy from the US. Sony should most definitely look at this. If you look at the install for the AAA titles compared to the PlayStation 3, it would make sense, especially when you've got the likes of Red Dead 2 getting up to 100GB install. 8. Better battery life on the controller. This is probably my only pet peeve with a PlayStation 4. It's pretty self-explanatory. Whilst it's okay, if you have a second controller it's fine, but if you only have the one, you're screwed, especially as the controller gets older. As the battery life shortens and the charge cable socket loosens, the second controller is almost a necessity. So a longer battery life or better charge cable, or else maybe even a removable battery, would be a better option. 9. PlayStation 5 and VR 2 as a bundle. Another self-explanatory one. I really love VR. I feel I play games on my PlayStation 4, but I have experiences on VR. I would happily pay for a bundle day one. I don't think it should be the only bundle, as not everybody wants VR, but I think it should be an option. And I doubt it will be ready for launch, but considering it's my list, I can dream, can't I? 10. Graphic options. One of the things I love about the PlayStation 4 Pro is the graphic options. Choosing performance over graphics or switching off the frames per second cap. Some of the games look jaw-dropping. This is something that should definitely return. Better still, have some of the PC options involving like resolution. As well, you can also choose how cluttered the screen is as well. Whatever the PlayStation 5 brings, I'm sure it will impress. I hope some or all of these come about when the PlayStation 5 finally launches. I will stress that none of this is confirmed, nor have I heard it from any sources. This is just what I want on the PlayStation 5. So anyway, thanks for listening. Enjoy your day. This is Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.